I'd like to open by welcoming you all to this meeting and to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land where I am meeting, the Wurundjeri people of the Woi Wurrung language group. We pay our sincere respects to the elders of the past who held their culture, elders of the present who strengthen their culture, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people we engage with. And I welcome any Torres Strait Islander and Aboriginal people who are in the meeting today. I would like to introduce to you Nan Yu. I know we have heard from Nan Yu previously, but it's lovely to have updates on this really amazing product. Nan is the founder and CEO at My Dementia Companion. Nan is a passionate advocate for improving dementia care. He believes all people impacted by dementia deserve to be supported. He's passionate about health, aged care, disability care, but particularly dementia care. And was one of the co-authors of the National Framework for Action on Dementia, 2013, contributes generously to the sector. He's a board director at Care Connect, was a board director at Caledonia, a Laser Next Gen ambassador, and does other volunteering. His main passion project is My Dementia Companion, and I'll let him take over from there.
Thanks, Sarah. And hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. I can recognize some names that I've met along the journey and supported us. So thank you so much. And so nice to see everybody again. And as Sarah mentioned, so I'm Nan, founder of My Dementia Companion. Maybe I'll start with a bit of introduction to myself, and then we sort of show you the tool and some of the updates that we've done as well. So pharmacist originally, trained at Monash. As Sarah said, really passionate about aged care and dementia care, through personal reasons, experiences, and family and friends who experienced dementia as well, who just really lost on that journey, not really knowing what to do, where to go. So we sought to take on ourselves to create My Dementia Companion to help better support families and professionals to a degree through the dementia journey and the progression. So Sarah is actually one of our chief advisors on dementia, on My Dementia Companion as well. So thank you for your ongoing support, of course. So actually, maybe before I start, I assume everybody have seen maybe an older version of My Dementia Companion or have heard about us. Is that correct, or is this all new for everybody? ELT and FLT. You guys, maybe just thumbs up.
Yep.
Thumb up if you've heard of us before, I've seen it. Yeah. Okay, about half. Okay, cool. So in that case, maybe I'll do a mix of sort of showing the tool and what it does, and also highlighting some of the updates we've done. So it covers both cases. And if you have seen it before, some of the stuff I'll be going through, so you just got to hear it again. So apologies for that in advance. I'll just share my screen. Here we go. So a couple of slides I would like to share, and then we can manage windows. Oh, what's this? Some weird thing just happened. Can you guys see my screen, which is a presentation?
Yes.
Oh, great. Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
So as we said, we're from My Dementia Companion. For us, the focus of what we're trying to do is really making dementia care really practical, also very accessible at people's fingertips, and allow to give them the best evidence-based resource that they can get available for them.
Sorry, I've just sent the link to one of my colleagues who's trying to get in, and it says that waiting. Miriam, when is she coming up, Sarah, as she wants to join?
No, but let me just. No, she's not.
That's funny because she's pressed join it and it said, hold on, we'll let you in. Don't know how else to do it. Yeah.
If in doubt, restart. That's generally my advice. Close it.
Yeah.
And do it again.
Oh, there she is. There she is. Sorry, Nan.
Oh, great. No, that's all right. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So for us, as I said, it's about practical dementia care at people's fingertips. Being quite lucky. We also want to pay a bit of respect to acknowledge the people who have really supported us along the way, particularly around They support us from various PHNs, OPAN, New South Wales Government, and Care Australia, who's listed us on the website as a key partner. Had a lot of philanthropic support to get us where we are as well. So really appreciative of that. So today I'll sort of do a bit of introduction, which we've done. There's quite a few updates that we've gone through. So for those who've seen my Dementia Companion before, so since last time we presented, unless you've been following our newsletters, of course, we made the Dementia Journey interactive, which I'll show you in a moment. We actually, as of 2 days ago, listed on the App Store for both Apple and Android, which is very, very exciting because prior to that, we prioritized the web app, so on the browser. And also, as of Monday, we're being very fortunate to, end of last year, we got confirmation that we could be funded through the home care package. And as of Monday, Carer Gateway for Victoria, managed by Mary Health, currently now changed the name to Health Step Health, confirmed that my Dementia Companion could be funded through the Carer package, Carer Gateway as well, which is a big thing for us, getting that validation and support. So we're really appreciative of that. So I'll quickly run through the tool and then go through some of these updates as well. Feel free to stop me anytime and ask questions, of course, and we're pretty casual here. So we have two tools. The first one is called My Dementia Companion, where I'll probably drill into to start the presentation with. If you guys are interested, we can look at the Pro tool as well. So the Carer tool is what we initially started off with a grant from Dementia Australia and the Department of Health and Deloitte back in 2020. And it was created really to support individual family and friend carers and their loved one living with dementia through their dementia journey. We sort of provide them with bite-sized, practical, and evidence-based resources one step at a time, so they sort of can figure out what they need to do, where to go, and how to manage challenges at home. And then soon afterwards, a lot of professionals. The Carer tool, we've helped quite a few thousand carers at the moment. The feedback's generally been pretty positive as well. So our Net Promoter Score is quite high, currently in the 60s, 70s, and we have a lot of self-paying, private paying, as well as on home care package, etc. It was free for the longest time until about a year or so ago, where we introduced a small fee. Soon afterwards, we were requested to create a Pro tool by care professionals because they need something really to manage multiple clients that they have on their books, whereas the Carer tool is really personalized for one individual family and their circumstance. So we created the Pro tool. We launched that a couple of years ago now to help people, aged care provider particularly, or sole traders with care planning, responding to needs, particularly meeting the compliance needs, save time, and also help them to improve care because dementia is so complicated for so many of them. And so far, I have about 10 aged care providers using the Pro tool throughout their whole organization. So I'll start with the Carer tool. So what just happened? Oh, here we go. So we pretty bad at promoting ourselves, so we generally put this in there, make sure we talk about how good we are. So some nice feedback from families. The first one, just draw your attention to two short ones. Andrew, who lives in Queensland, I think he's an engineer, very clever person, done all the dementia training out there. Find them very, very interesting, but a little bit academic. So whereas where we're coming is really that practical piece every day to day. When they go home, what do you do? Such as wayfinding, also accepting respite. So all of these things he was able to do as a result of my Dementia Companion, which made a huge difference to the life for his wife and himself at home. And of course, Sarah here, who had a diagnosis and just found it really overwhelming and confusing, not knowing where to go. And it's really good, my Dementia Companion helped her, having one place to go, which we point them in different direction to go and be able to navigate the complex journey. So take a step back. We all know this, probably won't spend too much time on this. Dementia is very complicated, overwhelming. Everybody say it's, a tangled mess like this. As a result of that, we advocate for training. We do refer to a lot of training from different peak bodies around dementia and carer support, etc. However, alone probably isn't going to be sufficient because of the training to practice gap. And as Andrew mentioned before, it's just impossible to learn everything about dementia because it is so overwhelming and broad. Going for a few hours or a few days training, it's very, very hard. And for organizations, a lot of engineers a lot of the sorry, let me just close my notification. A lot of aged care providers have mentioned that it's quite challenging to send their staff to training now, just because they're quite time poor as well. So as a result, it causes a lot of stress for carers and professionals. The care outcomes, of course, decrease, takes up a lot of time. And of course, there's a huge compliance focus on dementia, which is great, but it's just how do we meet it, for our clients and for the commission as well. So what My Dementia Companion does is simplify the dementia journey into something much easier, simple to manage for guiding families and professionals on what to do, where to go, and how to manage challenges at home. So this is actually the world's first comprehensive dementia journey. Of course, the funding from Dementia Australia and the department earlier on helped us to build this. This is really the backbone of My Dementia Companion, both the carer and the pro. And Dementia Support Australia is actually one of our partners as well. So getting that validation is, we're very, very grateful for that as well. So we have everything from getting a diagnosis to understanding dementia, accepting it, all the way to financial legal matters, navigating aged care, simple strategies at home, driving, different subsidies and support for family carers, all the way to the home environment, communication, all the different changes in behaviours and unmet needs. So, anything from eating difficulties, refusal care, wandering, walking about, disinhibited behaviours, hallucination, hoarding, etc., all the way to advanced dementia as well. So as you can see, this is not just one element of dementia journey. It's not really just about care strategy. It's not just about behaviours. It's not just about legal matters. It's kind of everything together in one spot, including a lot of the system navigation component as well. And so, no surprise, which I'm sure everybody is aware, until we do have a cure, the only way to live well is for the families to either navigate themselves through this journey, learn everything they need to know, how to adjust their lives and develop new skills at each one of these checkpoints, or a professional like yourselves or your team guide the families through that. I'll just pause for a second. Anybody have any questions or comments at all? No, it's all making sense, I guess. Yep, great. Cool. So this is the tool itself. So for the first time, the purple journey you saw before is even more condensed and simplified on the home screen here. So each one of those tiles is either one or multiple of those little steps you saw in the purple journey. It's available on the desktop. That's when the web app is kind of what we prioritized in the earlier days with the grant, and that was co-designed, with Dementia Australia back then, because most people kind of do a lot of the dementia support and navigation on the desktop computer. You can see here, this is for John and Alice, and they will answer five short questions to get started after registering an account. And based on that, we create a bit of a guidance, the dementia journey or progression for them. And of course, it's also available on the desktop, on the mobile and tablets as well. So it's in the App Store now, which is as of a couple of days ago. So it's very, very exciting. Let's take an example of driving. I like to use this because it's very common, it's simple, but this could be a lot of anything really on the longer journey. So if a family need to do, if they know they need to do something about dementia and driving, they will go and search for it, which they will end up with 51.7 million results. So that's quite a lot to navigate. So where do you start? Whereas in the tool, just bring that up. Give me a second. This is the tool there. Again, this is mobile, the desktop version. The mobile and iPad will look slightly different. You can search for driving at the top, or simply click on driving and transport with dementia. So ignore all the stuff down here. This is just from before when I did another demo, but first time you start, all you see is this one here. Does John drive? So if you say John doesn't drive, or if Alice and John says that John doesn't drive, we'll guide you through a lot of the subsidies and support that can help them to continue to remain engaged in the community, such as disability parking, which a lot of them don't know exists, or taxi subsidy scheme as well. And the key thing here is we don't just say, find some alternative transport options or things to help them, or find it out taxi voucher scheme or cab charge. We actually, if you click on that, we actually take you to the exact place to go to actually apply for the form, or either that or a phone number to call or a video to watch or anything like that. So very, very practical in that sense. It's very direct. So they don't have to sort of do a lot of work searching online and try to find where things are. From that, they can either action this or, and then close it and come back. And also you can see this is your that progression of the driving journey, I guess, and transport journey with dementia is personalized for them, because if John does drive, you've got them down a completely different path, including, okay, well, what is driving and dementia? How do you plan for it? And then, of course, what are their legal obligations? And who and where do they need to call as well? So over time, two people using the My Dementia Companion tool have a completely different version and look and feel over time, just based on their needs as well. Yeah. Does it make sense? Anybody have any questions or comments at this point? No. Cool. So just quickly show another example, just a few quick, simple ones. So we talked about driving, which again, you can, we've got you through that. Family probably can Google their way through it. They might not be able to find some of the subsidies because unless you know the keywords, but they can sort of, navigate their way around it. It might take some time. But there are a lot of things such as things like this. I like to use this example. So if you click on simple strategies at home, and again, somebody's, I've clicked through all of these, but a lot of these things families sort of don't really know about them. You can only really find it if you know the right keywords, for example. And this might be fine for this group, but for a lot of case managers or professionals out there who doesn't deal with dementia day in, day out, or doesn't have a special interest in dementia, it's very hard. So for example, you gotta sort of know something called memory aid, and you're gonna look that up. Or, banking or routine, because it's not something we always think about, whereas we all know routine's very important in dementia care. Or even cooking, right? If you click on that, there's a great video on how to manage cooking, making cooking dementia friendly. But there's also a lot of things such as auto shutting off devices, stove locks, stove guards. Again, unless you kind of know what they are, it's very hard to sort of find them. I guess that's in many ways, that's what My Dementia Companion is trying to do, is it prompts you one step at a time, guiding you. So if it's not relevant, of course, you can skip it, but at least it's there for you to say, oh, this might be relevant for me. If it is, you can do something about it as well. So prevent and manage the not knowing what you don't know, which is so often the challenge, right? People say, it's a fog of war, it's utter maze. And we don't expect them to know because they're not dementia professionals or experts. And similarly, signages, wayfinding in the home in the early stages. Alzheimer's WA have this great resource ready to go. If you click on that, there's signages, dementia-friendly signages that you can just put at home. And as we know, it makes a huge difference for people's independence. If the person living with dementia can navigate their way around the house over time. And this is what Andrew was talking about in the feedback as well, something really practical. Because you can learn about wayfinding, but it's like, how do I actually do it, right? So this is part of the execution or the implementation part of it. You can, of course, also purchase it as well from the National Equipment Database or any other reputable retailer as well. So that's kind of guiding people through a journey over something that they might not know. Pause for a second. Anybody have any questions or comments? Or feedback?
I'm just keen to see the one about what do you do if John doesn't recognize you, because that's not going to send them to any links. What does that look like? Is it sort of strategies to put in place?
Yep. Yeah, so in memory aid, in this one, yeah. So there's videos on how to deal with that. And also Alzheimer's Society UK also have links on that. And don't forget, this is early stage strategies. So for example, so this is the early stage strategies. In the early stages, what you can do. In the later strategies, a lot of the things, wayfinding and things like that is slightly different in the later strategies as well. And similarly, good point. So remembering, if you want to type that in. Oh, did I spell that wrong? Remember. Right. A lot of these things can come later where the person might have forgotten certain things as well. You can search for things very quickly. Same as, refusing. If John is refusing to, do whatever, It might be refusing to get dressed, refusing to stop driving as well. You know, that driving journey. If John does drive, eventually he'll get to that point where we go, does John drive? And sorry, has John accepted not to drive? If you say no, you'll get this, or you can search for it. Same as, you know, John might refuse to separate from other people, might be shadowing as well. So you can click on any of these, it will come up with sometimes a nice little video. And a lot of these videos are, so we don't create content. That's one thing. We only curate evidence-based resources that's already out there, because as you saw before, there's way too much out there. A lot of tax dollars going to create them. And even the signages from Alzheimer's WA, quite often we meet a lot of people and they don't know that exists as well, which is very unfortunate, because, you know, our tax dollar going to create them, and we know the evidence sort of based and they can be helpful. So these videos are quite good. We generally take practical videos in the sense of they generally show a family or what the traditional the approach would have been, which is probably not dementia friendly, and then they would take one that is dementia friendly and give a summary and some practical suggestions as well. And of course, there could be other information they can read to use as well, because some people like video, some people like to read something. So we provide that information for them. But the key criteria is always evidence-based, practical, and of course current as well. So we keep all of our resource up to date every 4 to 6 weeks. Just make sure there are no broken links and things like that, because quite often that happens, and families just get quite lost with that. And on top of that, just want to quickly share too. See here, there's information. The idea is that you can also see tips from other carers. And family can submit a tip to us, which we will, of course, quality check and things. And Sarah sometimes gets some of these tips for her to check as well. We also curate tips ourselves based on our volunteering work as well. And family really love it, because they don't feel like they are the only one. They don't feel alone at home dealing with something like this. Also, at the same time, you give them a bit of suggestions or alternative solutions they can put into place to help their loved ones as well. Because as we know, so much of it is really problem solving and trying to figure out different ways to solve a problem. Is that okay? Anybody have any comments or questions so far? Does anybody want to sort of look up anything that might they might have a client at a moment or a family that they're supporting? Could be anything from, I don't know, repetition, walking about.
Maria, did you have one? I don't think your microphone was on.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, did you say that?
No.
Oh,
sorry. No, the one I asked before about the failure to recognise, you heard me. I haven't said anything since then.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, good.
Okay. Maybe shadowing. That's one that carers talk about with me, like the shadowing. Can't go anywhere in the house without.
Yeah, so that's what we were on before. That's a great video, actually. So family can find that, or if you're in the Pro Tool, you can share that with the family as well. Yeah, and of course, that's Alzheimer's US has a great one as well. So we tend to prioritize Australian content, but once we don't have anything locally, we'll go overseas. We generally go to the UK or Canada, and the US, and Alzheimer's Dementia Singapore also at the moment have some really good stuff as well. So we've been referring a lot of resources there as well.
How long are the videos? Are they kind of short, or do they go on for?
Pretty short. They're pretty short. They normally be 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they are. Don't forget, those videos are made with a lot of tax dollars, by a lot of very well-known peak bodies for carers. So they designed that way. I can just, if there's no specific questions, I can just show you some cool stuff that I don't normally, families don't know about. So for example, under the environment, does John, does he speak another language? So we can search for cold. Switch it back to mother tongue. We deal with that. So there's, translation services. There's actually communication cards in different languages. I like to show people that because so many people don't know that this exists. So Centre for Cultural Diversity and Aging, again, with a lot of investment to create all of these communication cards and also signages in different languages as well for people. And these, make the world a difference again for people from cult backgrounds, because quite often there's not a lot of resources out there for them. And another one is manual handling and moving. So under this, again, you don't really think about dental, even we sort of know it. This just prompts you through, right? There's dental, there's falls management and mobility, there's manual handling and moving. And Care News as well has created these amazing videos, again, very short as well, Maria. Really not for professionals, not for OTs or nurses or physios to move the loved one. It's really for carers at home to be able to help the loved one to be more mobile. And they're very simple, they're to the point and very, very practical as well. So there's a lot of really, really good stuff in here. And dental, makes a huge difference, right? The environment, how do you set that up? How do you set the routine? How do you support the loved one so they can, brush their teeth because they might refuse to do so? Same as how do you manage their dentures in dementia as well? So lots of really practical things. And the idea of this is also it tracks their progress. So as you saw before, I click into it. Either any of the things I've clicked in, you can see the things I've done. And for families, they really love that tick because it feels like they're making progress through their dementia journey as opposed to a Groundhog Day quite often. Because otherwise they have 50 tabs open at the top. They'll go and Google things, they'll come back. They actually get quite lost as to where they're up to as well. So having something that saves their progress and they can pick up anywhere, particularly now with, on the mobile apps as well, they're waiting for the doctors or whatnot, they can quickly look something up very quickly anytime. It sort of saves them where they're up to, so they can sort of track their progress and pick up where they left off as well. So that's pretty much it, the carer tool. Anybody have any questions or comments on that?
Yes, I'm just thinking in terms of carers from cold backgrounds that are not technologically savvy would find this tool very difficult to use.
Yeah, so the tool is actually initially designed with the 65, 70-year-old plus age group. And our first home care package client who self-initiated the whole thing, he's 83. And our age and most of our users are 70 plus as well. So I think age probably isn't a thing about determinant where somebody can use this or not. And it's also, as you can see, extremely simple to sort of navigate one step at a time. Where people might not be suitable for this will be people who just in complete utter denial, they're never going to do anything anyway. Even if you put Sarah in front of them, they're probably never going to sort of do anything, in which case you're not going to give them my Dementia Companion. They're just never going to do anything with it. The second is they don't have the internet or they don't know how to use don't have a computer or anything like that, in which case that's of course never going to work. So only pamphlets and things will work. Only problem with that, of course, is just it gets quite overwhelming, and again they got to do something about it. So if they don't speak English, because we are restricted by the resources that we curate and point people to. If the couple or the person living with dementia does not speak English, the ideal situation will be probably for a son or a daughter to really use this and then help to guide the parents or grandparents through the journey. Because again, until we get a cure, it's either they use this to guide them through or they Google their way through it or get one of you guys or a staff who's experienced enough in dementia to help them. So that's kind of the options there. Yeah. And unfortunately, journey is progressive. It goes over a long period of time. So it's not like acute disease, COVID, you sort of learn what you got to do, rest and all the treatment options, and then off you go. This just changes over time, quite a lot.
Excuse me, sorry, you mentioned before that with the Pro tool we could show them stuff as well. So are you going to go into the Pro to show us what that looks like as well?
Yeah, I can. That's where I was going to go. Yeah, because Maria's like, okay, well, if they can't do it, what do you do? Because that's the ideal situation, right? If somebody can self-navigate, self-sufficient, off they go on the carer tool. If they need bit of a help, you guys can use a Pro tool to help. Or, if you guys are experienced enough, you don't need it. But quite often what we find is, dementia is so big, most professionals probably need something to guide them through. So I can show the Pro tool. So this is a Pro tool here. I just need to find it where it is. There we go. So this is a Pro tool. You can sign up, and you can. The main difference is so you got a standard template of a journey here, but then what you can do is you can create individual profiles here as well. So like Dr. Evil or James Bond, right? You can create a profile, and you can sort of track them through that journey. You can sort of see what you have done, what you haven't done. So, for example, approaches in approaches and tools for caregiving, like sort of general strategies. Again, you guys might know this, but a lot of professionals might not actually know the difference. They're these names to begin with, let alone how to actually apply some of these things. So, for example, if you want a family to learn about validation therapy, you can simply click on that. It's a great video on how to manage that. And also, professionals have additional professional information. Yeah, so that might include guidelines, forms, and also much longer videos and seminars. So all the carer stuff at the bottom, 2 to 3 minutes. But for the professionals, we do quite often link various seminars and things that's been published, and they could be anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour, right? So there's some longer videos there for professionals. And again, informations are here. You get the carer tips as well to help the professional, because a lot of professionals say they do love that as well. All you have to do is just click share, pick what you want to share, go next, type a message in, and then you can tailor this message as well, whatever you like, but it's pre-populated. This is where you can also CC a son or a daughter as well, or an OT or social worker, whoever's involved, because if it's, a walking about or force kind of thing, you might want to involve another professional. By default, it will CC yourself a copy as well. And this is where if you work for a provider, you can drag that email as an attachment into your progress notes as well. And that helps with check, for compliance purposes and tracking as well. And then press send, and off it goes to the professional, to the families. And I'll show you what that looks like. So go out of that. So this is what it would look like when you share it. So this is the just need to close something. This is the sharing portal where we, what you saw before. I just typed in a whole bunch of gibberish in here, and then that's the message. I CC somebody, and you just have to press send. And this is what the family see on their side. So will come from you. So it says Joan of Arc, but Sarah Yates or whoever, and then it will say the person's name, and then all they have to do is click on this button to see what you share with them. They don't need a password, an account, or anything. It just opens up in a browser. So again, they need to have internet. Back to that point, if the person's completely living off the grid, nothing, this obviously doesn't work, right? So you probably have to share it to a son or a daughter. And then if they reply, that will go back to you, the professional. So we are completely out of the picture. So we're not involved. We're just that initial kind of resource initiation or starting point. And this is what they will see. So this is about accepting dementia and changes. So we talked about denial before. So they can see the names are personalized for them. So the Clint here, Clint is there, or the pronouns are personalized, or the links here as well, or evidence-based, or the links that you saw, whatever you wanted to share, go to them. And also, because we keep them up to date, you might share something with the family. I'm sure you guys experienced this before. They might not do anything for 3 to 4 weeks, right? Because they're so overwhelmed. There's stuff happening. They might need to have medical issues and things, whatnot, or family matters. When we update resources, whatever you share with them is also kept up to date as well. So at any given time, whatever they will open, they shouldn't really have any sort of broken links or things that's too out of date as well. And most importantly, they can also see carer tips as well, because the carer tips that you saw in the app, in the carer app, it gets shared to them as well through you, which is great because it actually makes you guys look like, well, make whoever the professional is look, like you spent hours putting all of these resources together, because even for you to go and copy these links and put into an email to send it takes a fair bit of time. Whereas this is all done for you, neatly formatted, personalized for them. You've even got carer tips curated from somewhere for them. So it's really sort of, make you guys look really, really good, because that's what we want to do, right? We want, you guys to do things efficiently, to a good quality, and look good as well. And that also combats another problem, because as we know from the Quality Commission, one of the challenges with home care, one of the number one complaint is lack of communication, whereas this is literally communicating at the same time as providing the advice and the suggestions based on evidence-based resources for them to be able to take action as well. So that's kind of the main difference between the Carer and the Pro. the Pro has everything laid out. So you do the picking, what you want to do to give to the person, and then you can share it pretty quickly as well. Does that answer your question, Miriam? Does that give you a quick, okay, overview?
That's fantastic. Love it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So then what happens, I'll show you after you shared it. Also, my internet's a bit slow, sorry, keep on popping up as unstable internet. So after you share something, so you can see what you've, oh, whoops, where were we before? Approaches. When you share something, you'll get a little share symbol. Or if you, after a phone call, you might have spoken to them about something, you can just press mark done. You can tick that off for them as well. So over time, what happens is you start to get this profile where they're at. So they've done, you've given them advice on this. Oh, maybe the carer needs some help with accepting dementia.
Sorry, Nan, I'm just going to interrupt again. So are you saying that on the top right, you've got selected Dr. Evil and James Bond. So are you saying you could have multiple clients there?
Yep.
And then you click into the different client, and then you're going to have an idea of what you've already spoken to them about and what you could potentially speak to them about.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing.
So the idea is to prevent you not knowing the unknown, right? So you always kind of be prompted along. Again, if it's not relevant, you can skip it, right? If they don't have any communication issues, you just skip it. So the idea is there, same as the home environment. So you need to do the picking though. We don't advise them. So the example we gave about driving before, instead of guiding them one step at a time, we give them, you have to go and pick what's relevant for them, right? Obviously, have that person-centered care. And here, as you can see, this is for Queensland. So every state is a bit different as well, because Monet and Vincent are from Queensland, and even legal matters, all the enduring power of attorney, all of this is personalized for Queensland as well, because every state's all a bit different. Particularly, if you live on the border, it gets a bit tricky. And back to your question before about people, so all your clients are here. They're all dummy clients, obviously. And you can change the name, you can discharge them and whatnot. And I don't know if it's going to load because my internet's struggling a little bit. But you can click on the history. Oh, here we go. You click on the history, you can see everything you've done with them as well, which is great for compliance and audits, particularly with the new standards coming. And we sort of last year, mid last year, we had the opportunity to catch up with the Quality Commission. We actually met the commissioner and her whole exec team. We're surprised they actually want to meet us. We just wanted to check in if we actually fit the bill. Are we, meeting all the compliance requirements? They thought this was fantastic, and they really liked the fact that. So the quote was, "We've created a la carte menu of best quality care or evidence-based care for people to go through." So that's kind of what we try to do, and having a record to help during the audit process is also very, very helpful as well. And also we break everything down into sort of planning, so that's the journey. Sometimes people find it a bit hard to do care planning because then you sort of have a box, right? It's like daily living. Like what do I do with daily living? We sort of curated the journey into a bit of a planning kind of report template for you to use as well. So you can go, okay, well, in food and nutrition, these are the things I might want to consider: dental, healthy living, eating, drinking difficulties. Oh, this might be something I'll put this strategy into place. Maybe there's some overeating issues, utensils, eating out. Do they eat out? Is that a problem? You can, again, share that as well. So there's some great videos from over in the US on how to manage that as well. So that's it, guys. Pretty straightforward. I can go through like the funding or how to a client get started and things like that if you like as well. But yeah, for now the tools, it is what it is. Yeah.
That one thing, Nan.
Yep.
Is that one of the things that I've found working with people is the longer you work, obviously you pick up where to refer people and where the information is. But coming into a new role, there is no guide for workers to guide them to give advice to people living with dementia and their carers. So this virtually replaces every manual, every directory, every time I popped next door and asked someone who knew more than I did what to do next. It's all there and it's all curated. And it doesn't disappear when someone leaves the organisation.
Yeah, I think that's the and that's what probably one of the reasons why the aged care providers have chosen us and rolled it out in the organization, because the staff turnover is so high in aged care at the moment. As we know, we might not get people coming in with experience, in this room, or have dementia training, or come from that health background. It's like, where do you start? And also just given, I mean, look at this thing. Like, if I fully extend it out, look how much is in here. How could we remember all of that, right? So having sort of a guide for people is kind of really the purpose. And end of the day, is about giving this to families, because if you don't know it, they won't know it. So how do we sort of give that to them? Yeah.
What would be the cost if someone wanted to self-fund this?
Yep. So I can go through that with you. A million tabs. Got that open. So this is our website. Oh, that's the old one. Let me refresh. That's our new website. Very exciting. You can start a few ways. You can just self-start. I can just show the pricing as well, or you can start the carer tool with government funding. So I'll show you the pricing and how to get started with the carer tool first, and I can show you the pro tool. So for pricing, for the carer tool, if you were to pay it privately, it would be $4.99 a month. Again, this was free for a long time, but then got told off. We had to charge a bit of money, and people are pretty happy with paying that much. It's just less than a cup of coffee a month. They can stop any time if they want as well. And for annual fee, it's $54.89. So you get a 1 month free with that. And this one, you can actually get that funded through home care package or the Care Gateway as well in Victoria so far. So we working on the process for the other states at the moment. So for a carer, if they want to on the home care package, these are the steps. If they are on the Care Gateway, here are the steps as well. So it's pretty straightforward. So technically, between home care packages, so if you're on a home care package, just go down home care package, which is great because you can evidence the support right on the package what you use it for. CHSP, people are not on a package, or even on a package you can as well, you can get it on Carers Gateway. So you really shouldn't be anybody out there who, have to pay a lot out of pocket. And it's pretty affordable because we do, even though this is rolled out, we still have quite a lot of people just paying themselves because it's quite, I think for them, it's quite cheap for a lot of people for the whole year. And if you're a professional, so just finish on the carer component, you want to refer somebody to it, you can just give them the website. But what would be good is, so under the professional tab, that's I'm a professional, I want to refer a client to the carer tool. Click on that. And then we actually created, flyers, video blurb, email blurbs, videos that you can share with people and just send it to them. So you don't have to send a whole email about what my Dementia Companion is. And then also created steps as well. So step one, of course, you're going to identify unmet need. For HCP, this is the steps you do. And they explain to them how it works, how to get started, including email templates. If you click on that, you get a little email template you can copy and paste and adjust as you need to send it out. And of course, follow up because dementia does progress over time. So this is a nice little portal to use for professionals as well. So that's how you start somebody. That's how much the carer costs could be funded, and how you start somebody on the carer tool. Is that okay, everyone? Before, yep. So for the pro, go back to the pricing and have a look at the pro. So the pro at the moment is $17.99 for an individual plan, and we sort of priced it pretty cheaply again. So for kind of like Netflix price, and for a professional, they can make their money back. That's what we hear from a lot of sole traders, is that they use it once a month, they can make their money back. They save roughly about 20-30 minutes just pulling everything, formatting it, and sharing it. So that's a price for the pro individually. And for organizations, we generally do, we used to just multiply this number by how many people are using it, but we're currently doing the organizational plan. So it's a flat fee, very affordable for organization to roll it out to everybody. Because what we found is, unless you do organizational wide, we're not going to achieve, because our mission is really, best practice care for everybody as much as we can when they need to. We don't want to get in a situation where it's like, oh, Jane has it, Bob doesn't have it in the organization. So we do one flat fee for everybody. It's quite affordable as well per head. And then everybody can access it. So yeah, so let us know if you want to roll this out in your organization. We'll provide training and all that sort of things as well for the rollout. Yeah, so that's kind of the pricing side of things. Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
Sorry, Nan, I did see you show us how we could refer this to our clients, but I forgot. Could you just show me again, please?
Yep. So under carer, on the home page is here, we refer a client to the carer tool. You can click there. It's on the home page because it's just a shortcut that a lot of people use. Otherwise, under professional, so because obviously people do the referral will be professionals. If you click on professionals, and then there'll be 3 options. So I'm a professional, I'll refer somebody. That's here as well. Because this is just to learn about a pro. If you want to use a pro yourself, that will take you to the pro page. And then this is just, contact us if you want to do a bundle. We have an organization that does a bundle deal with the carer and the pro as well. So yeah. Is that okay, Miriam? No? Yeah. Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Anything else? Have I forgotten anything? Let me have a look at my slides. Quite often forget things. No, I think that's pretty much it. Hey, anybody else?
Nan, one of the things we've been doing is, which I think is pretty innovative, is if we can't find the information, we'll actually go out and write it.
Yeah. So actually, that's a good point. So because we are a passion project, as we mentioned, we just want to make quality care available for everybody, right? So people can live well with dementia. So it's not really about making money or selling or any of that stuff. So what we've done is make that so accessible. You can ask us questions anytime, and as Sarah said, you can send us feedback as well. So you can go completely useless, we'll find something different. Or quite often we've got people writing email to us and say, there was one thing recently about keys. How do I manage keys and dementia? There's actually not much out there. So people submit it to us, and we've gone and I've contacted Sarah, and within the advisory group, we actually through Sarah created our own content when it needs to be. So we have not a lot, a handful of really rare ones, because there's a couple of global organization that has a lot of really niche kind of care strategy documents and videos, but they're kind of all pivoted and changed. So a lot of them shut down. So yeah, so thanks for bringing that up, Sarah. So yeah, just covering all bases. So we're pretty receptive to making changes to support families.
Were there any other questions for Nan or feedback?
I mean, feedback, it looks wonderful. It looks like a really good tool. I don't have any questions right now, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And if you do, just email us. We'll get back to you. We're happy to do an in-service for your organization as well. Just do a quick 20 minutes to go through how it works, and as well, pretty easy.
Thank you so much, Nan. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to come and update us all on all the changes that have happened in the last year or so. As always, the video will be available when it goes up on YouTube. I'll let everybody know. But thank you all for your attendance this afternoon. Thank you very much, Nan, for sharing the tool with us again. And hopefully the afternoon's been useful.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Thank you for organizing, Sarah, and thank you everybody for making your time to take your day to learn about something to better support families, because yeah, they are just so lost, so many of them. And I often say, if we can clone this room, we can clone Sarah, we wouldn't have this problem. But until then, my Dementia Companion is there to help. So yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you, Nan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.